Hello, welcome to Channeled Messages with Sandra. Today is, I wrote it down, Thursday, January 5th, 2023. Yay! For those who celebrate the new year, 31st to 1st, Happy New Year. Those who celebrate the March, April, we'll get there. If I don't see you before then, Happy New Year then too. So these are the typical guidelines. Take what resonates. Hold on to it sometimes, because we do get a lot of feedback for years sometimes. It's like I didn't realize what it meant then, and because how they talk about time is fluid, somewhat. Messages happen when they're supposed to. They get to whom they're supposed to, when they're supposed to. So bear that in mind. Sometimes you're supposed to, and supposed is always in quotes. It's free will. You do what you want. Maybe. You're supposed to be the medium, the deliverer of such a message. We always do it with care, concern. I'll jokingly say to some clients that I don't sugarcoat things, but I do a little bit, because everyone, you meet people at their level of understanding, or what they're able to tolerate or hear or listen to. So we meet people where they are, and they meet us where we are. So it goes back and forth. Let's see. I don't think there's anything I have to talk about, except for a big, of course, thank you to everyone who responds privately. I get a couple of responses here, but privately. Oh, I do want to say, if you have Facebook, go visit Sandra Medium. That's my Facebook profile. I put the card up originally in my membership group, but it felt like it was supposed to go a little bit broader. So I put it up on Facebook. I don't do that often, obviously, because it's a membership, but if I could find a way to put it up here, I will. But you can't do certain things if you have under a certain subscription. So we'll have to work on that one. So share, like, comment. You know, if you resonate, if you want to. But that card, the channeled message that was inspired from that card, was wonderful. I don't always know what I'm going to write or what's going to be downloaded or channeled, and it just speaks to me, and speaks to so many people. And I've heard, again, people say it in person or via other methods instead of on the posts. You know, everyone to each his own. I think it's an excellent message to go into the new year, to go into a new day, any day. We need to sit back and rest sometimes, not get involved, not be in drama, withdraw, especially if you're in northern climates. We have a habit of doing that because of, it's sort of like a hibernation. So a lot of times in wintertime, people always seem to gain a few extra pounds because you're hibernating. That's okay. Got to give yourself permission for that, and know that you'll work it off. Or if you don't, it's fine. It was an interesting and a lovely message, I thought. I am interested in your thoughts. So always interested in thoughts, other people's thoughts and suggestions and comments. That's how we learn. All right, thank you. Okay, so one card for the group, and I'm going to take that from the Crystal Vision deck. Everyone shuffled. Everyone is, we're blessed. Okay, so we got the Hierophant in reverse. So I'm just going to hold it up, right, obviously, so you can see it. The Hierophant does And it goes in connection with that card. I still have a little sinus issue. It goes in, well, actually it comes and goes. I didn't have it for a couple of weeks. So it goes along with that card that I was just telling you to, if you have the time and if you have Facebook, go look at Sandra Medium. I'll try to remember to put it in the description here. Because I see the Hierophant in this deck as also as the Wheel of Fortune. This is karma. This is what we put out, we get back. Mostly. Don't think that if you've been a nice person all your life, it's like, why do I get crapped on? Why do bad things happen? Why does the car keep breaking down? That doesn't work like that. But if we put out negative, lower vibrational thoughts, words, deeds, it has a tendency to come to us a little bit more. All the negative things breaking. If we're not on the up and up, if we're not following a particular path, things happen to say, get back on your path. Because this is somebody who's not following the law. So if I have a particular viewpoint as Sandra the person and spiritually about man-made laws, about procedures, about what we should and shouldn't, again, quotes, be doing. However, I'm not going to purposely drive through red lights all the time because I feel like it. Because then I'll get a ticket. Can I fight it in court? Yeah, you can do that. Can you get an attorney? Yeah, you can do that. You can do all of that. But certain things, we go along to get along. Doesn't mean you compromise your integrity or what you really want or what you think, what your beliefs are. We don't compromise that. Or as little as possible, and if we do, we get back on the road. On the straight and narrow, if you will, on that path. Pay attention to the words you say to yourself, the words you're saying to others. Pay attention to any contract that you're signing. Just because some things happen in life, whether we're purchasing, volunteering for, getting involved in somehow, whether experiments or soup kitchens, talking with neighbors, anything, even going to professionals' offices and they give us things. And it's like, well, if you don't really know, you can't assume that the other person knows. So this always tells me, in fact, almost every single reading and more, but this reading tells me you are not reading that paperwork. You are not doing the research in order to know what's here. And a little tidbit. I know most everyone goes like this for the peace sign. That is not the original peace sign. The original peace sign was this, because it was togetherness. That makes sense, right? So along comes, some people say the church, some people say the bad guys, demons, you know, however. And not demons, but demons. There's a difference. The original peace sign is like this, and along comes whomever, you know, I'm not going to get into that now. And they decided to say, peace is going to be like this. Because it starts programming people. Don't use the word programming if you don't want to. It starts introducing people. Like you introduce a kindergartner to numbers. Or hopefully they kind of know them. But the first graders, you introduce them to 1 + 1. And so forth. And as you get older, you know the division and algebra, hopefully. And if not, that's math. But so even something simple like that is training someone, is teaching them a particular way. So it's division, peace. How did that happen? It was done on purpose. So from now on, I go peace. I'm not doing that peace sign because that's not the original intent. This card, the Hierophant, is about intention. You set your beliefs. What are your beliefs? Get to know them and get to know why you believe a certain way. A lot of people think this card is a little on the heavy side, and it can be. So, just listening. I'm not telling anyone, understand this, I'm not telling anyone to postpone marriage, but I'm hearing you better think twice. And some of you better think twice, as in, why have you been postponing? But the ones that are rushing, just double check to find out why. Why? Loneliness, and are you doing the legal ceremony, or are you doing the spiritual ceremony? Because a lot of people will no longer do the what's called the legal, because that's not how the original intent of marriage was supposed to be. Not legal, not documented somewhere except for in somebody's Bible or house, or people know, as long as you treat it such. Who are you giving your money to in those aspects? And in any contract, this does feel a little heavy. Now that more I'm talking and they're giving me words to say. So just bear in mind, whatever you're going to sign, because this is in reverse, it feels like wait. If it's possible, free will, you have your own intuition, go with that first. Or again, that's why it's in reverse. Take the time. Take the time to review the paperwork. Take the time to get to know the person a little bit better. Get to the time to make sure that everything that's on the paperwork is correct, copacetic, because again, see, they have me going with legal stuff. Most legalese, if you will, comes from a language most of us were not taught. It comes from the Black's Dictionary and something else I forgot. But so when they say there's no excuse under the law, it's because because they're telling you you didn't learn that language. So how could you possibly know what's illegal? And I don't mean right on red. If you know anything about law, or you've listened to, it's like, it depends what your definition of is. There is a definition, but you got to know Black's law. And my knowledge is such that it's not the current Black's Law Dictionary and work. It's the one before, I think, don't quote me, 1850. So I think we've had enough of history lesson. But it is a serious card in reverse. It is a serious card. Like, if you're thinking about getting a divorce, make sure it's safety first. They're not talking about people that are unsafe, but make sure you reviewed it, because you will make the same, meet the same people for future relationships. Explore that if possible. We take a breath, because that is a little bit of a heavy card. It's all good. Follow your own intuition. Listen to that, though, because some people are rushing, and it's really to sit there and say, don't rush. On average, not all the time. Spontaneity can be great. Making a decision quick can be wonderful. But quite a bit of the time, we should really actually think about what we're signing, what food we're eating, what we're ingesting, what we're inserting, even hair dye. You really research and see what you're doing to your body. All right, thank you. All right, we're going to start with Capricorn again, because why? We're still in the season of Capricorn. So thank you. Oh, Capricorn, you got power in reverse. Lower polarity, and the reason why. It feels like, I almost wanted to say, yes, can we lose our power for a day, even a moment, after an argument? Sure. But this feels like a misuse of power. So either you, someone close to you, watch how people are treating you. Pay attention, be observant. Because this feels completely like a loss of power. I don't have the power to say yay or nay. I don't have the power to go where I want. I don't have the power. And sometimes it's financially, but that's still someone else's power. Or you're giving away the power. Walk, ride a bike. If Some people are bedridden. But there's options. Even with that, there's options. Don't give your power away with the bad thoughts, with the negative attitude, with the... We all go to Pityville and Wallowville. I talk about that frequently. So go. And then you come out. You take a shower, just at the end of the day, maybe even just with a cloth, cold or warm water, whatever you need, and wipe your feet down and just say thank you. Take back your power. And if you're one of the few ones right now that are abusing or using your own power in not such a great way, contemplate that. Step back and look at that for a minute. This is the full moon. Now, 16, which is great, but we always add them together. We don't know. So 7. So 7 we know are a trifecta, they say. It's a holy number. It's a very spiritual number. And it's a good luck number. So turn your card right side up. No longer give your power away. No longer assert your power in a way that's not pleasant and doesn't reflect on your soul well. We all make mistakes, a foot and mouth sometimes with me. So it happens. We make amends, we get over it, we forgive ourselves, self-compassion first. But you feel good. It's watch your power. Because Capricorns right now, whenever we're in the season of a particular sign, we usually have our power and we're a little bit more energized. So pay attention to that and see how you can calm yourself down. See how you can calm another down or walk away. Even if you're the one that's being the bully, if you will, or being the aggressor, walk away. Oh, especially then, walk away. No, either way, walk away. Free will. You review that. Thank you, Capricorn. Okay, moving on to Aquarius. And Aquarius, we're going to use I think because the full moon is in 2 days. Yes, a day, 2 days? The 6th or whatever. The wolf moon. Lunar god. Well, I'll show you the picture. So it's the card is the masculine. We know that we need to highlight whether a masculine, feminine combination. We're always a combination, but whether we lean more towards one or the other. It says, don't forget to highlight the masculine. Especially on full moons, because full moons are extremely emotional, and we don't assign that, because we have to assign things, or we can't have the conversation sometimes. We have to call a tree, you know, or you're just pointing, you know, what does that mean? So we need to assign the moon, well, we don't need to, but we do, because of the ebb and flow of the water, the ebb and flow of the tides coming in and out, and it's usually more emotional, and that's what we associate the water and moon with. This is don't forget your masculine, don't forget your power. Take the power in your hands. And I'm also hearing, Aquarius, you're going to have a couple of decisions. Highlight all decisions that are coming your way. Highlight all decisions coming your way, because if you could see in the background, that's a couple, they're holding hands. Something about the coupleness. If you're single, keep highlighting both sides of yourself, the feminine and the masculine, but call up the masculine perhaps just to get some things done. Doesn't mean women can't do it. I'm not getting into that argument. But sometimes there's a difference between masculine energy and feminine energy. There is a difference. There has always been a difference, and will always, well, I don't know, we'll see. But definitely on other planets, other planes, there's a difference. But oh, I also said take cover. I'm hearing take cover, take cover, take cover. So if it's in the physical realm, because, you know, they're only the one card and I don't stay too long. If it's in the physical realm, make sure your tiles or your roofing, your tar, the roof, everything is okay. The splash around the chimney is okay. The overhang over a garage, the carport, something. Make sure all of that, because I keep hearing, got to check the covering, got to check the covering. That's okay. If it's work or finance related, make sure you're covered. Make sure you're saving, and even if you make bare minimum, save $1 a week. Save something. In love, cover you both. You know, we say with the white light of love and divine protection and healing. This is cover you both in love. They just showed me, they used to have a show, and there's the myth in the Greek mythology with Jason and the Argonauts, where he goes and he has the golden fleece. I'm not going to remember exactly right now, but that's what they're showing me. And it's like, cover yourself with something golden. If it's literally golden fabric, great. Cover yourself. I keep hearing cover yourself. And not because he's shirtless, but it's like cover you as a single person, cover yourself. And it's true. You don't need to flaunt it, because that's what they see and that's what they're attracted to. If that's all you want to hook up, you want a quickie, fine, that's fine. But most people don't want that. I don't care who you are, women or men. Most don't. Either you think you do. I would look at that and reprogram that thought in your head. I'm not talking about a biological urge or anything like that. We're talking about something a little bit more substantial. Not talking about a prude or something. What's a prude? You know, wearing, you can show your neck, you can show something, but it's really cover up. You don't have to show. You just don't. If you want someone to be attracted to you, stay longer in a relationship, they have to get to know the person. They have to get to know the person, because sex is fleeting. A physical attraction is fleeting. Most of the time, it's high percentage of the time, it's fleeting. We have either kids or bad day or anything. Anything can happen. You fall out of lust, you fall out of that energy, then you don't have the love or the friendship. So it's definitely to remind you to build on that. Okay, thank you, Aquarius. All right, moving on to Pisces. And we're still using the Queen of the Oracle. Oh, Pisces. This is surrender. It's 26. So if 26 means something to you, fantastic. But if not, 2 and 6 are 8. This is a reminder that you are an eternal, immortal soul. As far as we know, we are immortal. Now, they keep saying, people keep saying, energy doesn't go away, it just transfers into something else. True, absolutely true. But I have had experiences and seen and channeled where energy was dissipated to nothing. The human soul, or the soul that occupies most of the humans, because it's not all of us, has been around for a long time, will be around for a long time. So that's them telling you, surrender. Stop being fearful. Stop being fearful. Surrender to your higher self. Surrender to a higher divinity, if you will. And you don't have to. A lot of people talk about the universe or source or creator, the greater good, God. However that shows up for you, ancestors, angels. People communicate with beings from other planets and other dimensions. However that shows up. But see, she's wearing a cloak. And this is a cloak of a healer. This is the cloak of somebody who's waking up to more than what there really is. Because we can heal ourselves. A lot of people heal when they talk about miracles. And I keep hearing a Leo showing up for Pisces somewhere. I'm hoping that's a good one. It feels good. It feels powerful because it was behind. So it felt like, let me show you. It felt like a watcher, a protector. See, these are healers. These are rocks. Rocks are not inanimate objects. They're a being with a soul. They're just not, oh, I should do a little talk on that. Rocks. Inanimate objects. Okay, thanks. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Pisces. Moving on to Aries. Aries. March to April. Those are good months. This is funny. I have a particular Aries in my membership. She just got this card. So, let's see if it means the same thing. I won't remember what you got. But this is the worm moon. 31. The number's 113. 3131, 311, 311. These numbers are so impactful the last 6 months and will continue for a while. Yes, everyone will have their own numbers. They'll be notified, if you will, by their higher self or someone else of their numbers. But when you see the numbers 113, it's extremely impactful for probably a good, I was saying 6 months, but say 4 to 6 months. And then you're going to see why. They've been saying that to me for a little while. You're going to see the numbers. And this is a reminder to have faith. Faith over fear. If you're fearful of anything, you're fearful of getting sick, you're fearful of like some big bit, that must stop. It's up to you. Use your own intuition. Doesn't mean I don't get something checked out. I got a little something, I'm going to go, get it checked out. Usually holistically, but, you break a bone, where are you going to go? You're not necessarily going to go to the holistic person unless they're a doctor also. So we do that. There's a combination of stuff that we can do, but the faith over fear will lead you to a better life. It will lead you to a more happier life. I have faith that, and then fill in the blanks. Do it every night, every morning, especially morning, either or, because we're setting our intentions for our dreams and our night times, and we're setting our intention for the daytime. How do I want my day to go? How do I want this to go? Because we are co-creators. We are creating. Yes, there's something to the soul contract, something. Not completely, because we do have free will. We do change things. Maybe. We have surprises. Everyone says there's nothing, well, not everyone. Some people say there's no surprises. There are absolutely friggin' surprises. So, but if we're not in faith, if we don't know ourselves, if we don't know our boundaries, those type of hiccups and interruptions in our life can throw us for years. So gather your faith. Commune with the earth in whatever way it works for you. Do your moon rituals. There's nothing wrong with rituals. It's not bad. It's ceremony. It's giving thanks. It's giving acknowledgement. It depends what kind of rituals you're doing. All right. Thank you, Aries. Moving on to Taurus. Taurus is getting the creation card. So this is a reminder. You create your days how you want them. Yes, as I just said, if you want to listen to Aries, some things are surprise. I don't subscribe to the whole thing that every single soul contract, that's it, it's carved in stone. We can change certain things in it, and some things are meant to be a surprise. Some things are left in the air, because I know that. I know that with every fiber in my being. Unless I'm proven wrong, we're in the matrix and somebody else is orchestrating all of this. aside from that, this is a reminder to read any contracts coming your way. This is a reminder to remember contracts that you've already signed. This is a reminder, what are you doing with your contracts? We make a contract. I make a contract with a friend. I'm going to be your friend. I'm not going to hurt you purposely. I'm going to do this. I may or may not remember your birthday. I usually don't. But, or something. I'm going to be there for you if it's an emergency. If I move across country, I will stay in touch with you. I will say congratulations if you have a baby. Sorry if you have a death. That's a contract with a friend. Which is nice also, because I'm looking at the number and it would be number 12, 39. So number 12, and then we can reduce it to threes. That's party, that's community, that's love. This is, it feels like you're so up in your head. You're so I have to look back. For some reason, this reminds me, Taurus, you got this card before. I don't know. I'd love some feedback with that. But this card tells us, without a doubt, you're brilliant. Access that. Doesn't it look like a mask? Like one of those either masks from a movie or the mask, like a clay mask, marble. Let your feelings be known. Let your feelings out. We tell the people that we love them or we care about them because they want to hear it. At the same token, if we don't feel that, you can't say it, or it's not recommended. It just, because it disrupts us. If we're telling somebody, I love you, I love you, I love you, and we really don't, that disrupts our whole being. So pay attention to where you do put your love. Pay attention to how you do. And take off the mask. I keep hearing take off the mask. It's a full moon. It's the beaver moon. So, again, you could just do a search engine on the beaver moon. Are you coming or you're going? Because you see her, she's sitting and waiting. But she's observing. She's not just sitting and waiting. She's observing. Like, are you going? Are you coming? You're not even looking this way. But, and it feels like if this mask, if this entity keeps going, it's like, all right, goodbye. and it doesn't work out. Some relationships just don't work out. They just don't. I'm also getting star charts. Almost as if somebody's, like with a voyage, going to know where they're going by the stars. Pay attention to your stars. Pay attention to your stars. I keep hearing, pay attention to your stars. I think that's also going to show up in a physical sense, not just by looking up. All right. Little abstract in some ways, but I've done that. I've given readings like that before, and somebody said, no, I know exactly what that means. That exactly happened with what you said, because I don't know. Feels right. I channel. All right. Thank you, Taurus. Moving on to Gemini. Gemini, same thing. We're doing the Queen of Oracle. Oh. I like this for Gemini for two reasons. One, it feels like if you're not there now, it's coming soon. There's like an equilibrium. It's like, hallelujah. Like, angels sing. That's what it feels like. So nourishment, we know, is we have to, if everyone or anyone, if you put bad gas in your car, you went to, because some gas stations, God bless them, knock on wood, because, you know, we want them to wake up and be better. But some gas stations you could go to and it's just bad gas for whatever reason. And then you could go to some gas stations and you know that's the one you'll always go to because the car doesn't knock, it doesn't sputter, it doesn't do something, it just runs a little bit better. keep that in mind when you're feeding yourself. If you don't know what's in the food, look it up. If you don't know what an ingredient means, look it up. You might surprise yourself. I find that even to this day, and I do some research and I look and I read and I look things up, I'm still surprised about some of the stuff that's in our food. So just pay attention to that. Pay attention. We do the best we can. I still like my chocolate. I still like my peanut butter and chocolate. I just try to get a better brand, a better kind. But this is definitely nourish yourself. And it's not just nourish with food. This is nourish your mind, nourish your heart, nourish your soul. Literally delve into everything during this winter. If you're in a warmer climate, delve into it anyway. You have the time. You have the time. I'm hearing Geminis have a lot of time on their hands this next couple of months. And most of the liquid that we should be consuming is from fruits and vegetables, not necessarily water. I'm not a doctor. You do what you need to do for yourself, but literally that's where we get more of our nutrients from. This feels like a beautiful balance. It feels like it's coming your way. It feels like beautiful. It feels really, really like this is working. This is working. And you know, if anything comes too heavy, because we could do that as an exercise. Hold something in our hands and hold up and see how long you can last. 5 seconds, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10. That's a great exercise and great. It's a great way to train yourself for patience, temperance, controlling moods, attitudes. It does help. All right. Thank you. There you go. That was Gemini. Thank you, Gemini. Moving on to Cancer. I'll forget if I don't write it down. Cancer. This is take action. Beautiful, beautiful soul. Absolutely beautiful soul. Number 15, so 1 and 5. So we know that the 5s are changes. So this is, you need to get up, start dancing and change. If you're already one of those that are already going, then you need to change, do one last spin and sit down. And wait for somebody else to dance in front of you, or wait for somebody to ask, or wait till you feel better. Delegate if you must. And that's also taking action. Taking action in our rest. Taking action in our place in the universe is taking action. Meditation is taking action. Such beautiful colors. It's all the colors of the chakra, but it's also colored because the 1 and 5 is 6. This is getting through any hardship, and it's receiving. It's receiving the love, receiving the goodness, receiving. Just receive. Open up those hands. Open up your hands and say, okay, I'm ready. All right, thank you, Cancer. Moving on to Leo. Okay. I'm just going to give it two shuffles. Well, 2 of these kind of shuffles. And then 1 of these. Okay, Leo. Oh. Leo, you got the new moon. Oh, there you go. This is walk through. This is literally walk through. New beginnings. So 2s, partnerships. It feels like Leo's been getting that for a while. But partnerships, more work, expanding with others. It's branching out. Yes, we all want, most of us would prefer to have our own business. But someone like me, I really need other people to either motivate me or to push me, or, I mean, I am, but, you know, I guess I'm average. But I can channel. So if I had somebody booking me all the time, that would be a little bit easier on me to do the bookings. You know, and okay, I'll just show up, or I'll just get the phone call. It's a little well, any business is going to take time, but this feels like it to branch out. Branching out. Don't be alone. These are new beginnings. This is like dreams, dream work. I'm coming from the darkness into the light. I mean, it's beautiful where you are. There's water, and it looks a little stormy. Yes, you can see this. It does look a little stormy, but that's life. Life is like this. Yes, yes. But it's time to go through an archway. And it's said repeatedly, if you can't recall something and you walk through the door, go back and walk through it again. And a lot of times people remember. Because archways, doorways, they are portals. They are vortexes. They are going from one realm, if you will, to another. I think that's it. This is new beginnings. This is like new things are coming. And it's like, it feels very much encouraging. Like, go, 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 go. But don't go alone. You've been alone. You're going alone, maybe, but then grab people. There's no one over here. You see, it's just the forest. You got to go through that forest and grab people. It's a 2 card. You need more than one. Okay, thank you, Leo. All right, moving on to Virgo. Oh, Virgo, you got Resilience card. This does tell us that you're carrying a little bit of a burden. Yeah, do we all carry a burden? Sure. But if you're carrying such a burden, whether it's yours or someone else's, and it's usually other people's, that you're bending over this far, you need to put that crap down and unpack it. You need to unpack that. You could be smiling all day long, saying, no, I've been happy. Good. I'm glad you're happy. I'm glad you're enjoying your days. But you recently have had days where they weren't so happy. You're going to have days in the future, and we're not calling in bad, where they're not going to be so happy. These not so happy days are not a curse. It's not. It's to find out why and how to get them to equalize them again. So you can still carry. A lot of times you can still carry that weight. You see how heavy that is for her? You can still carry it, but let's do it standing up. Let's do it proud. Proudly. Stand up. It does show some Virgos, not all of you, but some Virgos are in for a little bit of a hardship within 3 months. Oh, sorry. But the good news, because literally you're going to get through it and past it and above it and beyond it, and it's good. There's something about this card. If you see how heavy it's supposed to be, maybe, and you see the rope that she's using, it's more like, it's very thin. It looks almost like twine. Yeah, rope because it's a large picture, but it's thin rope. It's not something heavy. She's not using cloth as a wraparound, so it doesn't dig into her skin. So that just tells us a lot of this is of our own making. Sometimes they talk about karma and experiences and lessons, but sometimes things that we go through are not of our own making in any way, shape, or form. However, how we deal with it is our responsibility. How we can recover from it is our responsibility. So if you've been hurt or harmed, injured in any way, it's now your responsibility to regroup, recover, find help, delegate, take it down for a little while, stop carrying it, and then we stand up straight. She does look worried, though. I was just going to put the card down. So it's the card at number 21. 21 means a lot of good things for me, but 2 and 1 is still the 3, and it's still, you're alone with number 1. Find help, whether it's therapists. Some good therapist, especially a modern day shaman. Find somebody to talk to. If it's something where it's a little bit of a confession to relieve your guilt, then do that. Sometimes if you don't want to go or listen or talk, write it in a journal repeatedly, burn it up, tear it up, put it in 3 different garbage bags. However you need to get it out. This you got to release. And what's the word on the card? Resilience. You have resiliency. You can do it. All right. Thank you, Virgo. Moving on to Libra. Libra, you got pleasure card. So congratulations. Now, if you're feeling you are not there yet, you're not having this, what this card depicts, or you're not feeling that glorious, like, oh, my heart is just sparkling and all this light and love is going around me and I'm twirling and my heart's open. If you're not feeling that, this card is a reminder to find that. Find your pleasure. Find your pleasure points. What makes you happy? What can give you relief from the tediousness of the humdrum? What can give you any type of satisfaction? Or sometimes when people are so depressed, they don't feel anything. So sometimes we have to find anything just to make us feel something. I get that. Been there, done that numerous times. So perhaps find your pleasure. Crochet, something. Prayer, church, meeting people, a trip. And it doesn't have to be expensive, so do something. Drawing. There's tons of thrift stores to go for, even clothes for dress up. But that butterfly is in her hands. It's right there. This is transformation. Again, for those already there, congratulations. Yay. It's not quite a full moon. She's not quite full. She's not quite full of life. She's not done. You're not done. Tell people all the time, you're not done. You have gifts to open. You have gifts to give to people. You're not done yet. Go. Find your pleasure. Find what makes you happy. When we are happy, we can make others happy. When we recognize our blessings, we are a blessing to others. It just works that way. Okay. Thank you, Libra. Pleasure. Go find it. Okay, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, you got the card of gratitude. So it's 23, which 23 is, again, an absolutely beautiful number. You added up, it's 5, so that's change. There's obstacles. This is who's holding on too tight and who do you need to let go of? Yes, the card is gratitude, but we can be grateful for the people that leave our lives, and we can be grateful for the people that are in our lives, and we can be grateful for the people that are leaving. Go away. So say this person, right, is grateful for these hands. What's this? We have to be grateful because there's all different ages in life. Be grateful for every single milestone, age, year. I was just listening to a little clip, you know, that you have those little short clips on Facebook. And Prince was talking about something, and he said to somebody, he goes, I don't celebrate birthdays. Because the birthday, I only had one. We only have one birth date. He doesn't pay attention to time. And that was me. I never paid attention to time. So when somebody would either say, oh, you know, you look old for your age or young for your age or something, I was like, I don't know how old you are. For years, I would not know because I didn't pay attention. I wasn't filling out paperwork to know. I wasn't really even celebrating birthdays. And not because on purpose, so this is a reminder that the ego can be a killer. So while we have to even be grateful for ego, that gets us standing up on a stage, that gets us through a tough spot. Ego can do a lot of great things for us. We never get rid of ego. I don't like when people talk about, oh no, that's my goal, to get rid of ego, to tamper it down. You don't get rid of ego. Ego is a beautiful thing. You work with it. But this is a reminder. Feels I'm not grateful. I can recognize what I have. I'm not completely grateful for it. I can say I'm grateful. I can appreciate it because I can compare to what I have to others have, and I'll be grateful for it. But it's not a complete gratefulness. It's not a complete understanding. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. It's not a complete understanding of what gratefulness is. You can look it up in the dictionary. You can, at the thesaurus, and have synonyms. But it's not a complete gratefulness. Wisdom does not come with age all the time. Because if we don't learn a lesson, if we don't understand the lesson, then we can't help ourselves or help others. But it's still the love too, because obviously they're holding hands. But why is she so far away? Like, just observing. This might be a message you have to give to someone else. Don't discount that it doesn't apply to you in some ways, but I think you might have to give a message to someone else or be aware of someone else. I can't go on from there. So the 2 and 3 is 5. There's changes. This is definitely change your perspective on certain causality in your life, because when we're not grateful for something, it's a shame. It doesn't happen all the time, but when we're not grateful for something, usually something goes wrong. Can something go wrong anyway, even in a happy life? Yeah, but sometimes a thought ran through the head, like, oh, they're idiots, they're this, they're that. That will bring distance. Keep hearing distance. And age. I keep hearing aging. If you're a Scorpio who cares about age, then stop it. It's just the body. The soul was the same age, approximately. We age, but it's infinitesimally small. It's so tiny. So, but figure we're approximately the same age in the body than when we leave the body. Everyone gets older. Yes, a lot of people leave at different times, whether they leave at 5, 15, 25, 35. They leave at different times. So yeah, you can say, oh, that body was still young. Something's missing. I'm missing something. I'm going to get a qualifier because I feel like I'm missing something. I'm going to use the Whispers of My Heart deck. I think it was, When My Soul Whispers. This is sun. Okay, take it how you need, but this is what I'm seeing, because aren't they opposite, sun and moon? It's not full sun, it's not full moon. Well, it is full sun, but it feels like something's missing. This is, yeah, you can laugh, you can have joy, you can do everything, but some people around you are not joyful. They're just not joyful. They might not ever be joyful in this lifetime. Hiding behind fake smiles. And it might be you. Do you hide behind a fake smile? Find your joy. Find the authenticity. Oh, and there we go. If you listen to the group card or not at the beginning, I suggested everyone go, if you can, if you have Facebook, go to Sandra Medium. There's a card I put up, and it was a channel message inspired by the card, obviously. And it talks about what is an authentic self. That's what it feels like. That's the connection. All right. Thank you, Scorpio. All right, moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Again, we do not, oh, this is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. You'll see why. It's beauty. I end most sessions, especially when I'm in membership, because, you know, most sessions with, in person, even Zoom or something, find your joy, find your beauty, find the laughter. You are loved, and you are lovable. Yes, I'm sure. And go play. Because that's what this card represents. You make sure you're feeling the beauty of yourself. You get to love yourself. Oh, it's getting cold in here. Hold on. You get to love yourself. You understand yourself. Up to a point. We don't have to understand everything. People, I always say know your boundaries intimately, because that way we don't get hurt. We don't get harmed as easily. And if we do, we can recover quickly. This card tells us you need to be grounded a little bit more. You need to get out of your head. Get out of your head and see the beauty. See your beauty. It's hard for people to do this. Look in the mirror and say, I love you. Eyes. A lot of times we can do it the first time, second time, maybe even up to 10 times. But who's saying it? Is that the actor? You know, they call us avatars. Is that the actor, the avatar? Who's saying that? Can you really, truly get to the point, look in the eyes and say, I love you. You are loved. You're beautiful. You're not alone. Something good is going to happen today. God loves me. Or source, whoever. I care about you. I'm going to do my best for you and by you. Make lists. Enjoy the beauty of the world. There is plenty of hardships, we know that. Plenty of things that, for all intents and purposes, look unattractive and hard and harsh and mean and cruel, and even people can say evil. But there's so much beauty. Explore that. Explore yourself. And again, if you missed the other, the beginning, because I did a one group card at the beginning, I'm suggesting, because it's a channel message, it's not because I'm so brilliant, although, you know, I think I'm okay sometimes. Go to, if you have Facebook, go to Sandra Medium, the profile. I put up a card there that I had channeled based on the card, obviously. And it's beautiful. It talks about being the authentic self. If you want to know what it means to be authentic, read that card. That's you. Beautiful inside and out. Accept it. Accept it. Okay. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. So I want to say thank you to everyone. If you followed through, if you're listening to the ending, you're listening to the goodbye. Thank you. I appreciate this platform also. If you need or want to get in contact with me, you can PM me at Sandra Medium, Facebook. I think I put the newsletter up if you want to join the subscription. Let's see. I don't know. Ask questions, comment, like, share. That would be appreciated. You are loved. You are loved. And you are lovable. Find your beauty. Find what makes it work for you. Because it's true. When we recognize our blessings, when we can recognize the beauty somewhere in a hill of garbage, we become a blessing to others. Go play.